How are you guys doing today? It's me, Anthony Tirado with AJT FX Learning. In today's video, we're still diving deep into understanding Japanese candlesticks as we continue lesson 3 and move on to hanging man candlestick. So in today's video, what we're going to actually do is we'll go into a little description of what a hanging man is all about. We'll actually identify it in the market and actually go into the live market and see where we can see that and see how the market played out once we identified our hanging man. So for those individuals who haven't done so, make sure to stay connected with us, whether if it's on Instagram, Snapchat, like our page on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all of which can all be done at AJT FX Learning. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to visit our website at ajtfxlearning.com for some great trader tips on taking your trading to the next level. So as we already continue and go deep into understanding Japanese candlesticks, today we're going to talk about our hanging man. This is actually a Japanese candlestick that is looking to sell the market. So once we identify our hanging man, we're looking to get into the market where the bears are going to take control and push that market to the downside. A hanging man is actually best found at the top of an uptrending market, and what it's going to do is it's going to signify an exhaustion of the buyers. So ideally what's happening is now it's going to push to the downside, giving us that selling power where we'll see that reversal pattern that's going to give us a potential bearish market. So pretty much we're going to notice that this hanging man is a one candlestick pattern. It's actually, once we identify it at the top of an uptrending market, it could be either bearish or it could even be bullish. So it pretty much doesn't have a pure preference into which one it has to be. So once we identify a bearish hanging man or a bullish hanging man, we're looking still to sell the market, where we're still going to make sure that the wick is at least 2 times the length of the body. And you're going to see that it's going to be the bottom wick. So it's actually going to look something like this, where in this example, the first candlestick is actually the bullish, but then we have the bearish hanging man, which has that small body, and that wick, which is actually about 2 times the length. Something similar also like this, where we see it right there. So what we're going to actually do right now is let's dive into the market and let's actually find us some hanging man. Sounds hilarious. But and then see how that plays out as we're looking to potentially sell the market. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're currently still utilizing our basic template within our AJTFX tool suite in our back office. So in this video, we're still looking at our hanging man. We're actually utilizing our chart on our New Zealand dollar currency pair for this example. So pretty much as we zoom in, I actually had one earlier. Here we go. We could zoom in. We are looking at the description of a hanging man. It was pretty much showing us that it was found at the top of an uptrending market where the hanging man could be bearish or bullish, but the wick, the bottom wick, had to be 2 times the size of that body size. So as you guys currently see, we have this market right here on the hour that's creating those higher highs, signifying an uptrending market. And at the top of that uptrending market, we have this body right here. And look at that wick that's so long. It's probably, what, like 4 times the size of that body. Boom, showing us that hanging man. But as you can see, it has a small wick at the top. It's fine, you know. You're not going to find them perfect every single time. But anything that helps that's close, showing us that 2 times the body size for the wick at the top of that uptrending market is great, right? And then what we're going to utilize is some other techniques that we go over in our FX learning, whether if that's a trend line breakout, horizontal support and resistance. Maybe it reached a level of resistance, created that hanging man, boom, now pushes to the downside, right? So ideally, as we're looking to sell that market, we then identify our hanging man. We could then put a stop above this, and then what happens right here? The market creates lower lows, signifying a sell. Whether if you get in at the structural break of this consolidation or even at the break of this trend line, which was all the way up here, right? So ideally that gives you a lot of time, still having that stop loss up there to give the market some fluff just in case, right? So ideally, guys, that was that hanging man. We're looking to find it at the top of an uptrending market. It could be bearish, it could be bullish, but let's make sure that wick at the bottom is over 2 times the size as that body. And then boom, confirm with confluence, and then great, we have a good sell to the downside where the bears, sorry about that, are taking control. So this is me, Anthony Tirado with AJT FX Learning. Let's take things to the next level. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one with more trading tips.